Quinn Cantera, Paul Harding on the phone from Martin Harding and Mazzotti.
He's here to talk about the sentencing of Jerry Sandusky. Thanks for coming on a day early, Paul. We appreciate it.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Yeah, and this is breaking news.
Paul, can I talk to you off the air? I rented a place up in the mountains for this weekend, but I paid the guy through PayPal, and I'm supposed to go up there and get the key to the place on Friday night. Now, I told him to write me a letter really quick in email, which he didn't really want to. But he did. Now, if I go up there and he had scammed me, will you help represent me to get my money back?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, can you have a little bit of faith in society?
You know what? Yeah, it's been a rough couple of years for Quinn.
People who have vacation homes up in the woods, they're trustworthy people. They're the kind of people that leave their keys in their car at night.
Thank you. I just need to know that now I can breathe easy.
You breathe easy. Okay. Yeah, because PayPal would actually be the one that would be on the hook here because they verified this payment. You get it back from them.
Oh, okay.
Now, if the place is a dump and it's not what you expected, that's not PayPal.
Okay.
Right, but the guy didn't receive payment, sure.
Oh, so if it's a dump, we can still sue him?
No, that's a little tougher, yeah.
All right, well, thank you. I feel better knowing that you're behind the...
and I feel better thinking you feel better. Good.
Thanks, buddy. All
right, let's talk about Jerry Sandusky.
The sentence I don't feel good about that.
No.
Sandusky's 68. Sentencing came down 30 to 60 years. I've heard two arguments here. Some people are shocked at how short it is, and other people say you got to consider his age, and it's basically a life sentence. Does this seem like a short sentence, Paul?
Yeah, I thought it'd be a little bit longer, but in effect, it's happened. And what people just got to be clear on this: at 30 years, he becomes eligible for parole.
Right.
So he's 68. So at 98, and in prisons, people tend not to live very long anyway. But that's his first year of eligibility, and then he gets turned down until he dies in prison.
Does the judge who does the sentencing take into consideration someone's age, or is age not a factor when they hand down the sentence?
It is a factor because especially in a sex crime, because you can imagine one of the issues is would he be danger to society? And that 98 years old, if he comes out, he would come out in a wheelchair, and he would come out, in essence, not having that same. Because at this point, he's an imposing guy who could, if he was out on the street, he would register as a sex offender, and he'd be a scary guy. So, yeah, that is an absolute factor. I think the judge took a little bit of this reasonableness to the approach to the sentencing, but in effect, appeasing everybody if they look at it real hard and realize that he'll never see the light of day.
That was my next question. How much of this has to do with really just destroying a great money-making machine in the university, in Penn State? If they were to give 900 years or whatever it was, obviously it looks worse for the college. Did they want to weigh what was needed versus what would be better for the overall community? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think the judge took a look at this and said, we want this guy off the street forever, and we're going to do it. If he had put in that, and sometimes the sentence can look ridiculous too, right? You ever see the one sentence for 200 years? Well, Florida does that. They have these ridiculous sentences that they get commuted, and ultimately somebody might serve 15 years. So as outrageous as people wanted more from this, I don't think the judge was considering anything more than sentencing guidelines that met the criteria, which is death in prison.
So maybe I'm just driving. I'm deep diving too into it.
I know where you're going with that, Quinn, because I thought, maybe this is a lighter sentence because the judge is a Penn State fan.
Right.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. They are so far past the love of Penn State. If anything, I think that they are going out of their way to show there's no favoritism. Right. Because that's been such a highlight in the media, et cetera. Yeah.
Hey, the other guys that were involved asked to be on separate trials a while back. What's going to happen to them? Are they going to receive the same kind of beatdown that Sandusky got?
No, it's not going to be like that. We're going to wait and see. It's certainly going to be a much lesser outcome, clearly, and we'll kind of wait and see. One of my theories, of course, Sandusky released this statement prior to the sentencing,
right?
And it was bizarre, and it was rambling, and then he said something similar. But one of the things in there I thought was real interesting is he keeps going back to he didn't have time to prepare for trial. What he's doing is preparing his appeal.
That was one of my follow-ups. So, what is adequate time to prepare for a trial? It's different depending on the case, right?
It does. It all depends. But remember, he's arrested in November, and he has a trial in June, which is atypical for a trial of this magnitude. Very much so. So it was quick. However, the the criteria for an appellate reversal shows that you have to show the outcome would have been different. And based on the number of witnesses and based on the overall evidence against him, beyond just eyewitnesses and all the victims who testified, it's overwhelming. So I suspect that component of the deal is not going to work.
It's Paul Harding from Martin Harding and Mazzotti. I'm with Quinn and Cantera. This PYX 106 talking about the Jerry Sandusky sentencing, 30 to 60 years in prison. So after all this went down yesterday, Paul, at 11:15, one of Jerry Sandusky's attorneys is at a bar in State College, PA called Zeno's, and he tweeted out, "Okay, I'm at Zeno's bar. You students at PSU have 30 minutes to get on my tab. Any takers, co-eds appreciated." Is this proper etiquette? I mean,
Stories up at the Facebook
attorneys
page.
are people too. They should be able to go out for drinks. I mean, are we reading too much into this behavior?
It's again, it's bizarre. I guess sometimes the client aligns with the attorney. I can't imagine that. I didn't believe it to be true.
Bloomberg and Deadspin are reporting that it's true.
Yeah. And now it is. But when I first heard it, I thought, okay, this is just somebody blogging, having fun with this. An attorney just wouldn't do this.
Right.
Yeah. I can't. It's unexplainable.
You would have a pink slip for one of your people if they did something like that, right?
It would. Yeah. It would. They would be short-lived at the firm. Yeah. You know, there's just a piece of and you know. Do you want to go out and write a book about this in a year? That's
right.
different.
Right, exactly.
You know, these are people healing through this process, and for him to make such light of it and put something out there like this, again, I thought it was a joke. Turns out it's true. Can't explain it.
Can you hire me to mow the lawn over there so I can say I'm a member of the firm?
Yeah, we can find something for you to do much more exciting than
And
that.
they have a
Absolutely.
giant fish tank you could clean.
I'll do it. I just want to be a member of the firm, Quinn.
All right, it's Paul Harding from Martin Harding and Mazzotti on a day early with us to chime in about the Sandusky sentencing.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time, Paul.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Quinn and Cantera.
If you don't think that's awesome, you need awesome lessons.
They have to be better. They live here. Mornings on PYX 106.